Whilst hip-hop was thriving on the east and west coasts, further down south, the Geto Boys were carving out their own lane and were creating their own history within hip-hop. But it wasn't just where Geto Boys were located. They brought a unique sound, blending gangster rap with vivid storytelling that made you feel every word. The Geto Boys story starts in the mid-1980s in Houston, Texas, 5th Ward to be precise, with the group originally coming together under the guidance of Jay Prince, founder of Rap-A-Lot Records.
Like I said in the beginning, there's Compton, there's Bed-Stuy, there's ghettos everywhere, but tell me a little bit about the history of the 5th Ward.
Hey yo, we got some deep history here. Bonnie and Clyde chilled out in the Kelly Courts. We got George Foreman that went to Wheatley, Barbara Jordan, and Mickey Leland, rest in peace. Right here at 5th Ward.
And the Kelly Courts is like a housing project around here, am I right?
Right. It's just like any other, it is the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? Kelly Courts, it's the projects, you know what I'm saying?
Project.
Yeah, it's just like any other ghetto, you know what I'm saying? You got drugs, sex, you know what I'm saying? Violence, and
the realities of the street.
There you go.
And we in Texas, like from.
At first, the Geto Boys had a rotating lineup of local rappers, unfortunately leading to them struggling to find their identity. Their 1988 debut album, titled Making Trouble, didn't make much noise, but it was the first instance ever of a group rapping about horrorcore on an album. But when Jay Prince brought in Scarface and Willie D in the late 80s and solidified the group with Bushwick Bill, everything changed, with the group finally finding their voice and being able to paint vivid pictures of their internal battles that come with survival in harsh conditions. The Geto Boys' breakthrough came in 1989 with their album Grip It on That Other Level. This record created waves down south, especially in Texas, with the album featuring raw, unfiltered tracks like Mind of a Lunatic that shocked the industry and cemented their reputation as one of the most controversial groups in hip-hop. Then came 1991, the year that changed everything. The Geto Boys dropped their 4th studio album named We Can't Be Stopped, featuring their most iconic track, Mind Playing Tricks on Me.
Because we had finished the album, and then Bushwick gets shot. Cliff's like, back to business. Cliff's like, okay, so what are we going to do about the album cover? And I said, well, we can shoot it. He alive? So Cliff is like, well, how are we gonna do that? I said, man, we just go up there and shoot it. He said, well, who's gonna ask him? I said, I'll ask him. So I went up there and I was like, Bill, I said, man, we gonna shoot this album cover, man. You down? Bill was like, I don't care. He's like, yeah. He said, yeah. I went back down and told him it was a go. Me and Brad went upstairs. Cliff went to his car, got the camera. The nurse put Bill on another gurney. We rode him down the hall. He started rolling down the hallway, and Cliff shot the picture, and that's how you got the cover.
Wow. Scarface has gone on record saying that the song was originally his, getting the song name from his grandmother, and he has multiple verses on the song as he infuses them with a raw and honest portrayal of his personal experiences with depression, anxiety, and even hallucinations.
Like, my grandmother has a book of shit that she says,
Right.
and the kids get it. Like all of the things that grandma said, everything, a lot of shit that my grandmother said, and it's funny as hell. And they are titles for records. It's her saying. And she'd be talking and shit, and I remember this, and I'm like, Grandma, what the hell? I'm sorry, darling, my mind must be playing tricks on me. Because I could have swore I had my Bible sitting right here, but
In the first verse, the vivid imagery shown by Scarface in his lyrics, such as
4 walls just staring at a nigga, I'm paranoid sleeping with my finger on the trigger,
comes from his mental and emotional strains caused by living in the dangerous 5th Ward environment. Scarface then shows his battles with hallucinations when he says,
I can see him when I'm deep in the covers. When I awake, I don't see them, motherfucker.
With his feelings of impending doom coming from his personal battles with mental health issues. Willie D takes a similar approach, channeling his experiences growing up in Houston's 5th Ward, where violence and poverty were part of daily life. Willie D gave some context to his verse on the song in an interview, especially where he says,
Or is it that clown last week that I shot? Or is it the one I beat for $5,000?
I was in the streets, but not in not the drug thing, not at that time. At that time, I was a stick-up kid. Yeah, so, I was going in and getting the bread and coming out with it. Our manager comes over, he say, hey man, he said he ain't got all the money. The promoter don't have all the money. I said, what do you mean he ain't got all the money, man? All these people out here? Man, we like, man, fuck that. I grab my cousin Dre and we go in there. Say, man, you gonna come off that money or at first, he chuckled. Say, man, hey, look here, bring that money back here and da-da-da-da-da. He gave us the money. We came back to the limo.
I like how you've been careful with this. Even, it's just the emotion.
We got the money. We got the money. And now everything is good.
Bushwick Bill's verse, where he describes feeling tormented and disconnected from reality, became eerily prophetic of his real-life struggles with mental health and substance abuse. Bushwick vividly describes him and his boys fighting an older guy, but then everyone disappears, leaving Bill to find out that he's been punching the concrete and essentially hallucinating, again showing the psychological toll that drugs and a traumatic lifestyle took on him.
Dropping them 5-4 B's on him. The more I swung, the more blood flew. Then he disappeared, and my boys disappeared too. Then I felt just like a fiend.
Mind Playing Tricks on Me would chart as high as number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100, and can be argued that it was the biggest song to come out of Houston at that time, spending roughly 32 weeks at number 1 on the nightly 97.9 Houston radio show. Mind Playing Tricks on Me is not only a testament to the Geto Boys, it bridged the gap between personal storytelling and universal truths, making it one of hip-hop's undeniable classic anthems.